Please subscribe to our channel, and for latest update, click on the bell icon.
Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Andeline and I'm going to talk to you about sacrifice. Sacrifice is a very simple word, but it has a lot of contribution to one's life. There are various points that I would like you to reflect on based on this topic, sacrifice. The moment we hear the word sacrifice, we automatically think about some people in our family. For example, our mother. The number of hardships, the number of difficulties, the number of problems she has encountered as a woman, but still was confident enough to raise the family well. Or in some cases, it may be the father who has been out of the way, who's played a dual role in bringing up his children and contributing to the well being of his family. So, depending on our personal experiences and personal lives, we would have different people to relate to when you hear the word sacrifice. But even when you say sacrifice, it also relates to the national leaders who had made so many sacrifices for the well-being of this nation. Now let us look at a few points. Give up on your unhealthy lifestyle. Are we ready to sacrifice this? No, we are never ready to compromise on this. We know sleeping late at nights is not healthy, but are we ready to sacrifice? No. We know that junk food like pizza, burger, and other additional things are not good for a healthy body. But still, we fail to make the sacrifice because the items that they prepare us, create so much of temptation that it makes the onlooker forget about the disaster that it can cause, but be tempted to the lovely presentation or to the lovely texture of the cheese or the lovely texture of the pizza base itself. So we need to make sacrifices to be healthy. One is to sleep early and wake up early, to sleep early at night and wake up early at morning, to meditate, to engage in a kind of sport or exercise, to give up on junk food, to learn to be polite, especially when you're kind of losing your temper. So these are the little sacrifices that help us to be better individuals. Look at the second point. Give up on short-term mindset. This is very important for a person who's aspiring to be a certain person within a certain number of years. It could be that you are now, fresher at a particular company, and from 10 years from now or 15 years from now, you're looking at something big. So you need to give up on your short-term mindset. What would be in your short-term mindset in this situation? You would have wanted a good job in a good company or a good institution or an admission in an academic sector, whatever. That was your temporary or a small mindset. But we need to work towards making our goals a success. So if you are going to be content, oh, I wanted a job or I wanted an admission in this college, I got it. And if you're just going to stay there with no other extra effort, then we are not going to be successful. So you need to sacrifice. You need to make some plans and work towards your goal. The sacrifice may involve doing part-time jobs, giving up on bad friendship, giving up on unhealthy lifestyle. It can be a sacrifice of any type, but we need to give it up. Give up concepts that deal with small-term mindset. Give up on playing small. What do I mean by saying playing small? For example, if I'm in a team and the team members are not really accommodative, they're not very supportive to me. They don't give me the necessary respect and space that I really deserve. The problem may be I'm not projecting what I deserve, or maybe they are failing to see what I deserve. Whatever, that's a different situation. So because I'm not acknowledged or I'm not given the right treatment, I decide to play small. So which means I tend not to contribute. I tend to delay the work. I tend to create excuses. So this is playing small. You're not looking at the big victory, the big success of the team. So let us give up on this attitude. This is just an example. We will have different instances in our life, in our relationship, where we play small. We need to give up. We need to, have a larger heart. Look from a broader perspective. Look for the well-being of everybody and contribute. So this involves the first sacrifice. I am nothing. I am nothing. I am powerful with everybody. I'm successful with everybody. So that's the kind of attitude we need to have. Give up excuses. I did not come to the project meeting because this. I did not participate in this because of this. We can find 1,000 excuses for one job that is not done. Right? We are capable. We can create 1,000 excuses. But aren't we not capable to create the possibility, the one possibility of making it happen? Yes. That may involve a bit of sacrifice. It may involve a bit of travel. It may involve a bit of study. It may involve, giving up on certain items or certain food or certain friendship or certain people. It depends. So let us not find excuses, but, make that one sacrifice to make it happen. Give up fixed mindset. Yeah, we have mindsets about people. Most often we are not open. When you meet somebody new or when you work with somebody, you have a mindset, oh, this person takes permission too often, or this person doesn't understand Hindi, or this person is a bit slow to reply to phone calls or forgets to follow up assignments. So if we keep this fixed mindset about that person, I'm sure we are not going to contribute in making that person successful. I'm sure we will be doing more damage than the damage that is already existing. So we need to change our mindset. Well, the person is like that. What can I do? What can be my contribution to help that person do better? So I need to sacrifice my free time and teach him how to attend the phone calls or how to do a follow-up or any kind of work that is related that needs to be done. You can spend time. So that's a little sacrifice you make for the betterment of your colleague or the betterment of your team. Then give up on not believing on the magic bullet. So what is the magic bullet? So what can the magic bullet be? Oh, someday some fairy god would come to me and give me the best position I was longing for, or the best package I was, fighting and growing myself all these years. Or some fairy tale would come and tell me, you're the best professional in the world. No, there's no magic going to happen. The magic starts within us. That involves a lot of sacrifices. Okay? So, and that too, why do I say magic bullet? It just comes like that, instantly from nowhere. Is it going to come? Are we living in a fairy tale world? No. So we need to work to become magic. Like she was this when she started her career, but today she's that. When I Google her, her lifestyle or her life achievements come on Google. So that's the growth. So that's not magic. That would have involved 1,000 sacrifices in that. Then give up on perfection. We always want to be that perfect person. Let it be in terms of project or in terms of delivery of content or in terms of appearance or in terms of social behavior. We want to be perfect. No, it's okay to be, to be the other way. It's okay to be an average person. It's okay to be, a non-performer. It's okay. We need to accept this and then work on what are the things I need to do, make sacrifices to become a perfect person. Then give up on multitasking. We are very fond of this and we claim that we are tech savvy, so we are capable of multitasking. No, you need to make a little sacrifice. For example, most of the youngsters, while they have their food, they are on Facebook or any other social media. Why? Because they are worried about what's happening in the other person's life. They want to know whether they are, on par with them, whether somebody is not doing extraordinary. They are very worried about that type of mindset. They're very worried about their peer group. That's why even at the time of consuming food, they want to keep track. It's okay to check if we are in line with our peer group, but it's always wise to understand each of us are served a different meal for consumption. Each of us have a different question paper of life. Each of us have different episodes to face. So, and it involves a lot of sacrifice, a lot of compromise for us to be successful. I will share with you a few more points. Let us look at a few more points that reflect the concept of sacrifice. Give up on saying yes to things that contradict you. I repeat, give up on saying yes to things that contribute you and your goals. We always have the habit of, obliging. We never want to say no. We never want to refuse people because what they will think of us. We are worried about our character. We are worried about the opinion they will build about us. So it is important for us to make sacrifice for the well-being of us. If something is contradicting to your goal or to your intention or to your, to your concept of life, we need to be polite enough to say no to it. So we need to stop saying yes. If you don't like it, make a sacrifice and tell the person you don't like it. Instead, we choose to say yes, yes, and we tend to go with the wind. Then, give up on the need to control everything. We are this overprotective type of people, and especially if you're a woman, you tend to overprotect things. I think it's a natural instinct that women have. Automatically, they tend to care for everybody around them. I may be wrong, but this is my observation over the years. Even keeping myself as an example, it's not my job to, to take care of certain aspects or certain things, but still I go out of the way to do it. And well, I get lessons that come along with it. I'm not sharing that with you. That's a different episode altogether. But we need to give up on the need to control everything. We need to understand that, for example, these 5 fingers, each finger has its own utility. Each finger has its own growth, its own, beauty, its own purpose. But if the thumb is going to rule all the 5, do you think we would be able to use the functions of our fingers very well? No, if the thumb was going to dominate. So likewise, we need to play low. We have to make sacrifices. You know that you can dominate the show very easily, especially when your teammates are not very strong. But instead of dominating, make a sacrifice and play the lower level by teaching them how to contribute better. The next point is give up on toxic people data. What do I mean toxic people? People with bad intentions, people with negative connotations, people with negative thoughts about the society, people who feel negative about you. You need to just avoid being with them. However, there may be a situation that if you're with that toxic person, it will help you to get an increment or it will help you to get an offer to go for a conference or a workshop. No, but if the person is toxic, you don't have to look for an opportunity through them. We need to make a sacrifice and stay away from toxic people. And when I say toxic data, it could mean data that is not appropriate for our age, data that is banned, data which is, sometimes it's a blessing to not to know the future. For example, the lamb, the baby goat, which is about to be slaughtered by the butcher, unknowingly licks the finger of the butcher, right? But the goat did not realize that it was there in the slaughterhouse. So, but if the goat had to know, it would have tried to run around and escape, but ultimately, the goat will not be able to leave the slaughterhouse because it will all be fenced up and all that. So eventually it's going to die, right? So, so the goat, keeping this example, the goat itself never knew that this person is going to attack. So in this context, it is a blessing that the goat did not know, because the goat would have been extremely worried. Oh, I'm going to be slaughtered by this man, and the goat would have looked at the weapons or the tools which are going to be used for it, and it would have had a very sad feeling when its life was passing away. So as I said, it's good not to know the future. And coming back to this point, keep away from toxic data. So it's good that we do not know about the toxic data, because that will spoil our mind. It will create unnecessary thoughts in our minds, especially when we are lonely. And there are so many problems that you open the newspaper, you read all these negative things. That's because of the influence of toxic data available from various sources. So though we are tempted, we need to make sacrifices and stay away from reading unwanted content, especially from the net. Give up on the real need to be liked by all. We all like to be the favorite queen or the favorite king, don't we? So as a result, we tend to go the extra mile to please everybody, to get their opinion, to be that vibrant personality on their minds. No, it's not our job. We need to make a sacrifice there. It's okay to not be liked by all. It's okay to be myself. That itself is a big sacrifice. Well, when I started my lecture on sacrifice, you must have thought I'm going to lecture about, the various struggles one takes to sacrifice. But these are the, personal sacrifices which we need to make to have an enriched personality. Sacrificing all these type of concepts makes us a better person, makes us influence people better. And then give up dependency of social media. Like people often, look at social media as a companion. They fail to look at their spouses. They fail to look at their real friends, but they are worried about the friends from various social sites, Twitter and Facebook, etc. Why? Because we are so dependent on the social media. We try to get so much of attention as well. Anything that catches our mind, any new photo, immediately it's uploaded on Facebook, and we are looking forward to comments. Well, once in a way or seasonally, if it's done, it's fine. But if it's done, as a routine, as a regular habit, then it is a problem. So we need to make sacrifice. For example, I was reading about a research study, and I've also written an article about smartphones on the clock. It's published in the AIU magazine, monthly magazine. It's available on Google, I suppose. So before I wrote that article, I read about a study where people use social media like to n number of times, especially the college goers. The data, I'm not having the exact statistical calculation, but the results of the study found that the youngsters, particularly the college goers, use social media so many times, I think 60 times, 360 times in a day or so. I'm not very sure about the number, the numerical value, but the results showed that we are so dependent, especially the youngsters, are so dependent on technology. We look for immediate appreciation, immediate gratification, immediate friendship. We look for all this. So we need to make sacrifices of this type and learn to live with reality.